Caldwell, a 27-year-old woman from Glasgow, Scotland, was murdered in 2005, a crime that remained unsolved for nearly 20 years. Her case sheds light on the dangers faced by vulnerable women. It reveals major failures in the initial police investigation. Emma grew up in a caring family, but struggled with heroin addiction, which led her into sex work to support her habit. On April 4, 2005, she was last seen walking alone on Butterbiggins Road in Glasgow's south side. Her disappearance initiated a missing person inquiry. 5 weeks later, on May 8th, her body was discovered in Limefield Woods near Roberton, South Lanarkshire. She had been strangled and left naked, with her clothing and belongings missing. The police initially focused their investigation on a Turkish cafe in Glasgow, regarded as a location linked to prostitution. 4 Turkish men were arrested and charged with Emma's murder. This was after her blood was discovered on bedding in the cafe. However, the case against them collapsed due to insufficient evidence, and they were released. This misstep in the investigation allowed the real perpetrator to evade capture. During the initial inquiry, other sex workers reported being attacked by a client. This client brought them to the same remote woods where Emma's body was found. They identified the attacker as Ian Packer. Despite these allegations, the police failed to pursue this lead effectively. A BBC investigation later uncovered that at least 4 women had reported Packer's violent behavior. However, their testimonies were dismissed during the investigation. In 2015, a renewed investigation was launched under the direction of the Lord Advocate. This extensive inquiry reviewed over 30,000 documents and witness statements and utilized new forensic testing. As a result, Ian Packer was arrested. In February 2024, he was convicted of Emma's murder as well as multiple other violent and sexual crimes against women. Packer received a life sentence with a minimum term of 36 years. The failures in the initial investigation had serious consequences. A BBC podcast revealed that during the original inquiry, 276 reported rapes and sexual assaults against sex workers were not followed up. This neglect delayed justice for Emma and allowed Packer to continue his predatory crimes for many years. In response, Police Scotland issued a public apology. They acknowledged their mistakes and the distress caused to Emma's family and other victims. Following Packer's conviction, there were widespread calls for an independent, judge-led public inquiry. This inquiry was into the failings of the original investigation. Emma's family, represented by solicitor Amr Anwar, stressed the importance of accountability and transparency. They condemned what they described as a toxic culture of misogyny and corruption within the police force. The Scottish government confirmed plans for such an inquiry. This inquiry intends to address the systemic issues that obstructed the initial investigation. Emma Caldwell's murder serves as a grim reminder of the vulnerabilities experienced by women involved in sex work. It highlights the critical need for fair, thorough investigations. The shortcomings of the initial inquiry not only denied Emma and her family justice for years, they also revealed a broader disregard for crimes committed against sex workers. The eventual conviction of Packer demonstrates that while justice can be delayed, it is not unattainable. However, Emma's case underscores the urgent need for systemic reforms to ensure all victims receive the attention and protection they deserve, regardless of their personal circumstances.